Manupma Technologies Private Limited, Internal Auditor Training Program. ISO 45001, 2018. Occupational Health and Safety Management Systems. Introduction. Aim of an OH&S management system. The purpose of an OH&S management system is to provide a framework for managing OH&S risks and opportunities. The aim and intended outcomes of the OH&S management system are to prevent work-related injury and ill health to workers and to provide safe and healthy workplaces. Consequently, it is critically important for the organization to eliminate hazards and minimize OH&S risks by taking effective preventive and protective measures. When these measures are applied by the organization through its OH&S management system, they improve its OH&S performance. An OH&S management system can be more effective and efficient when taking early action to address opportunities for improvement of OH&S performance. Implementing an OH&S management system conforming to this document enables an organization to manage its OH&S risks and improve its OH&S performance. An OH&S management system can assist an organization to fulfill its legal requirements and other requirements. Success factors. The implementation of an OH&S management system is a strategic and operational decision for an organization. The success of the OH&S management system depends on leadership, commitment, and participation from all levels and functions of the organization. The implementation and maintenance of an OH&S management system, its effectiveness and its ability to achieve its intended outcomes are dependent on a number of key factors, which can include a. Top management leadership, commitment, responsibilities and accountability. B. Top management developing, leading and promoting a culture in the organization that supports the intended outcomes of the OH&S management system. C. Communication. D. Consultation and participation of workers and, where they exist, workers' representatives. E. Allocation of the necessary resources to maintain it. F. OH&S policies, which are compatible with the overall strategic objectives and direction of the organization. G. Effective processes for identifying hazards, controlling OH&S risks and taking advantage of OH&S opportunities. H. Continual performance evaluation and monitoring of the OH&S management system to improve OH&S performance. I. Integration of the OH&S management system into the organization's business processes. J. OH&S objectives that align with the OH&S policy and take into account the organization's hazards, OH&S risks and OH&S opportunities. K. Compliance with its legal requirements and other requirements. Demonstration of successful implementation of this document can be used by an organization to give assurance to workers and other interested parties that an effective OH&S management system is in place. Adoption of this document, however, will not in itself guarantee prevention of work-related injury and ill health to workers, provision of safe and healthy workplaces and improved OH&S performance. The level of detail, the complexity, the extent of documented information and the resources needed to ensure the success of an organization's OH&S management system will depend on a number of factors, such as the organization's context, e.g. number of workers, size, geography, culture, legal requirements and other requirements. The scope of the organization's OH&S management system. The nature of the organization's activities and the related OH&S risks. Plan to Check Act cycle. The OH&S management system approach applied in this document is founded on the concept of Plan to Check Act, PDCA. The PDCA concept is an iterative process used by organizations to achieve continual improvement. It can be applied to a management system and to each of its individual elements as follows. A. Plan. Determine and assess OH&S risks, OH&S opportunities and other risks and other opportunities. Establish OH&S objectives and processes necessary to deliver results in accordance with the organization's OH&S policy. B. Do. Implement the processes as planned. C. Check, monitor and measure activities and processes with regard to the OH&S policy and OH&S objectives, and report the results. D. Act. Take actions to continually improve the OH&S performance to achieve the intended outcomes. Context of the organization. 1. Scope. This document specifies requirements for an occupational health and safety OH&S management system and gives guidance for its use to enable organizations to provide safe and healthy workplaces by preventing work-related injury and ill health, as well as by proactively improving its OH&S performance. This document is applicable to any organization that wishes to establish, implement and maintain an OH&S management system to improve occupational health and safety, eliminate hazards and minimize OH&S risks, including system deficiencies, take advantage of OH&S opportunities, and address OH&S management system non-conformities associated with its activities. This document helps an organization to achieve the intended outcomes of its OH&S management system. Consistent with the organization's OH&S policy, the intended outcomes of an OH&S management system include: A. Continual improvement of OH&S performance. B. Fulfillment of legal requirements and other requirements. C. Achievement of OH&S objectives. This document is applicable to any organization regardless of its size, type, and activities. It is applicable to the OH&S risks under the organization's control, taking into account factors such as the context in which the organization operates and the needs and expectations of its workers and other interested parties. This document does not state specific criteria for OH&S performance, nor is it prescriptive about the design of an OH&S management system. This document enables an organization, through its OH&S management system, to integrate other aspects of health and safety, such as worker wellness well-being. This document does not address issues such as product safety, property damage, or environmental impacts, beyond the risks to workers and other relevant interested parties. This document can be used in whole or in part to systematically improve occupational health and safety management. However, claims of conformity to this document are not acceptable unless all its requirements are incorporated into an organization's OH&S management system and fulfilled without exclusion. 2. Normative references. There are no normative references in this document. 3. Terms and definitions. For the purposes of this document, the following terms and definitions apply. 3.1 Organization. Person or group of people that has its own functions with responsibilities, authorities, and relationships to achieve its objectives. 3.2 Interested party, preferred term, stakeholder, admitted term. Person or organization that can affect, be affected by, or perceive itself to be affected by a decision or activity. 3.3 Worker. Person performing work or work-related activities that are under the control of the organization. 3.4 Participation. Involvement in decision-making. 3.5 Consultation. Seeking views before making a decision. 3.6 Workplace. Place under the control of the organization where a person needs to be or to go for work purposes. 3.7 Contractor. External organization providing services to the organization in accordance with agreed specifications, terms and conditions. 3.8 Requirement. Need or expectation that is stated, generally implied or obligatory. 3.9 Legal requirements and other requirements. legal requirements that an organization has to comply with and other requirements that an 3.13.8 organization has to or chooses to comply with. 3.10 Management System. Set of interrelated or interacting elements of an organization to establish policies and objectives and processes to achieve those objectives. 3.11 Occupational Health and Safety Management System, OHS Management System. Management system or part of a management system used to achieve the OHS policy. 3.1 To top management. Person or group of people who directs and controls an organization at the highest level. 3.13 Effectiveness. Extent to which plan activities are realized and plan results achieved. 3.14 Policy. Intentions and direction of an organization, as formally expressed by its top management. 3.15 Occupational Health and Safety Policy, OHS Policy. Policy to prevent work-related injury and ill health to workers and to provide safe and healthy workplaces. 3.16 Objective. Result to be achieved. 3.17 Occupational Health and Safety Objective, OHS Objective. Objective set by the organization to achieve specific results consistent with the OHS policy. 3.18 Injury and ill health. Adverse effect on the physical, mental or cognitive condition of a person. 3.19 Hazard. Source with a potential to cause injury and ill health. 3.20 Risk. Effect of uncertainty. 3.21 Occupational Health and Safety Risk, OHS Risk. Combination of the likelihood of occurrence of a work-related hazardous events or exposures and the severity of injury and ill health that can be caused by the events or exposures. 3.22 Occupational Health and Safety Opportunity, OHS Opportunity. Circumstance or set of circumstances that can lead to improvement of OHS performance. 3.23 Competence. Ability to apply knowledge and skills to achieve intended results. 3.24 Documented information. Information required to be controlled and maintained by an organization and the medium on which it is contained. 3.25 Process. Set of interrelated or interacting activities which transforms inputs into outputs. 3.26 Procedure. Specified way to carry out an activity or a process. 3.27 Performance. Measurable result. 3.28 Occupational Health and Safety Performance, OHS Performance. Performance related to the effectiveness of the prevention of injury and ill health to workers and the provision of safe and healthy workplaces. 3.29 Outsource, verb. Make an arrangement where an external organization performs part of an organization's function or process. 3.30 Monitoring. Determining the status of a system, a process, or an activity. 3.31 Measurement. Process to determine a value. 3.32 Audit. Systematic, independent and documented process for obtaining audit evidence and evaluating it objectively to determine the extent to which the audit criteria are fulfilled. 3.33 Conformity. Fulfillment of a requirement. 3.34 Non-conformity. Non-fulfillment of a requirement. 3.35 Incident. Occurrence arising out of, or in the course of, work that could or does result in injury and ill health. 3.36 Corrective action. Action to eliminate the causes of a non-conformity or an incident and to prevent recurrence. 3.37 Continual improvement. Recurring activity to enhance performance. 4. Context of the organization. 4.1 Understanding the organization and its context. The organization shall determine external and internal issues that are relevant to its purpose and that affect its ability to achieve the intended outcomes of its OH&S management system. 4.2 Understanding the needs and expectations of workers and other interested parties. The organization shall determine a. The other interested parties, in addition to workers, that are relevant to the OH&S management system. B. The relevant needs and expectations, i.e. requirements, of workers and other interested parties. C. Which of these needs and expectations are, or could become, legal requirements and other requirements. 4.3 Determining the scope of the OH&S management system. The organization shall determine the boundaries and applicability of the OH&S management system to establish its scope. When determining this scope, the organization shall a. Consider the external and internal issues referred to in 4.1. B. Take into account the requirements referred to in 4.2. C. Take into account the planned or performed work-related activities. The OH&S management system shall include the activities, products and services within the organization's control or influence that can impact the organization's OH&S performance. The scope shall be available as documented information. 4.4 OH&S management system. The organization shall establish, implement, maintain and continually improve an OH&S management system, including the processes needed and their interactions, in accordance with the requirements of this document. 5. Leadership and worker participation. 5.1 Leadership and commitment. Top management shall demonstrate leadership and commitment with respect to the OH&S management system by a. Taking overall responsibility and accountability for the prevention of work-related injury and ill health, as well as the provision of safe and healthy workplaces and activities. B. Ensuring that the OH&S policy and related OH&S objectives are established and are compatible with the strategic direction of the organization. C. Ensuring the integration of the OH&S management system requirements into the organization's business processes. D. Ensuring that the resources needed to establish, implement, maintain and improve the OH&S management system are available. E. Communicating the importance of effective OH&S management and of conforming to the OH&S management system requirements. F. Ensuring that the OH&S management system achieves its intended outcomes. G. Directing and supporting persons to contribute to the effectiveness of the OH&S management system. H. Ensuring and promoting continual improvement. I. Supporting other relevant management roles to demonstrate their leadership as it applies to their areas of responsibility. J. Developing, leading and promoting a culture in the organization that supports the intended outcomes of the OH&S management system. K. Protecting workers from reprisals when reporting incidents, hazards, risks and opportunities. L. Ensuring the organization establishes and implements a processes for consultation and participation of workers, see 5.4. M. Supporting the establishment and functioning of health and safety committees, see 5.4e. 1. 5.2 OH&S policy. Top management shall establish, implement and maintain an OH&S policy that a. Includes a commitment to provide safe and healthy working conditions for the prevention of work-related injury and ill health and is appropriate to the purpose, size and context of the organization and to the specific nature of its OH&S risks and OH&S opportunities. B. Provides a framework for setting the OH&S objectives. C. Includes a commitment to fulfill legal requirements and other requirements. D. Includes a commitment to eliminate hazards and reduce OH&S risks, see 8.1.2. E. includes a commitment to continual improvement of the OH&S management system. F. Includes a commitment to consultation and participation of workers and, where they exist, workers' representatives. The OH&S policy shall be available as documented information, be communicated within the organization, be available to interested parties as appropriate, be relevant and appropriate. 5.3 Organizational roles, responsibilities and authorities. Top management shall ensure that the responsibilities and authorities for relevant roles within the OH&S management system are assigned and communicated at all levels within the organization and maintained as documented information. Workers at each level of the organization shall assume responsibility for those aspects of the OH&S management system over which they have control. 5.4 Consultation and participation of workers. The organization shall establish, implement and maintain a processes for consultation and participation of workers at all applicable levels and functions and, where they exist, workers' representatives in the development, planning, implementation, performance evaluation and actions for improvement of the OH&S management system. The organization shall a. Provide mechanisms, time, training and resources necessary for consultation and participation. B. Provide timely access to clear, understandable and relevant information about the OH&S management system. C. Determine and remove obstacles or barriers to participation and minimize those that cannot be removed. D. Emphasize the consultation of non-managerial workers on the following. Determining the needs and expectations of interested parties. 2. Establishing the OH&S policy. Assigning organizational roles, responsibilities and authorities as applicable. Determining how to fulfill legal requirements and other requirements. 5. Establishing OH&S objectives and planning to achieve them. 6. Determining applicable controls for outsourcing, procurement and contractors. 7. Determining what needs to be monitored, measured and evaluated. 8. Planning, establishing, implementing and maintaining an audit programs. 9. Ensuring continual improvement. E. Emphasize the participation of non-managerial workers in the following. 1. Determining the mechanisms for their consultation and participation. 2. Identifying hazards and assessing risks and opportunities. 3. Determining actions to eliminate hazards and reduce OH&S risks. 4. Determining competence requirements, training needs, training and evaluating training. 5. Determining what needs to be communicated and how this will be done. 6. Determining control measures and their effective implementation and use. 7. Investigating incidents and non-conformities and determining corrective actions. 6. Planning. 6.1 Actions to address risks and opportunities. 6.1.1 General. When planning for the OH&S management system, the organization shall consider the issues referred to in 4.1, context, the requirements referred to in 4.2, interested parties, and the scope of its 4.3 OH&S management system, and determine the risks and opportunities that need to be addressed to. A. Give assurance that the OH&S management system can achieve its intended outcomes. B. Prevent or reduce undesired effects. C. Achieve continual improvement. When determining the risks and opportunities for the OH&S management system and its intended outcomes that need to be addressed, the organization shall take into account hazards, OH&S risks and other risks, OH&S opportunities and other opportunities, legal requirements and other requirements. The organization in its planning processes, shall determine and assess the risks and opportunities that are relevant to the intended outcomes of the OH&S management system associated with changes in the organization, its processes, or the OH&S management system. In the case of planned changes, permanent or temporary, this assessment shall be undertaken before the change is implemented. The organization shall maintain documented information on risks and opportunities, the processes and actions needed to determine and address its risks and opportunities to the extent necessary to have confidence that they are carried out as planned. 6.1.2 Hazard Identification and Assessment of Risks and Opportunities. 6.1.2.1 Hazard Identification. The organization shall establish, implement and maintain a processes for hazard identification that is ongoing and proactive. The processes shall take into account, but not be limited to: A. How work is organized, social factors, including workload, work hours, victimization, harassment and bullying, leadership and the culture in the organization. B. Routine and non-routine activities and situations, including hazards arising from 1. Infrastructure, equipment, materials, substances and the physical conditions of the workplace. 2. Product and service design, research, development, testing, production, assembly, construction, service delivery, maintenance and disposal. 3. Human factors. 4. How the work is performed. C. Past relevant incidents, internal or external to the organization, including emergencies and their causes. D. Potential emergency situations. E. People, including consideration of 1. Those with access to the workplace and their activities, including workers, contractors, visitors and other persons. 2. Those in the vicinity of the workplace who can be affected by the activities of the organization. 3. Workers at a location not under the direct control of the organization. F. Other issues, including consideration of 1. The design of work areas, processes, installations, machinery, equipment, operating procedures and work organization, including their adaptation to the needs and capabilities of the workers involved. 2. Situations occurring in the vicinity of the workplace caused by work-related activities under the control of the organization. 3. Situations not controlled by the organization and occurring in the vicinity of the workplace that can cause injury and ill health to persons in the workplace. G. Actual or proposed changes in organization, operations, processes, activities and the OH&S management system, see 8.1.3. H. Changes in knowledge of and information about hazards. 6.1.2.2 Assessment of OH&S risks and other risks to the OH&S management system. The organization shall establish, implement and maintain a processes to A. Assess OH&S risks from the identified hazards while taking into account the effectiveness of existing controls. B. Determine and assess the other risks related to the establishment, implementation, operation and maintenance of the OH&S management system. The organization's methodology, ease, and criteria for the assessment of OH&S risks shall be defined with respect to their scope, nature and timing to ensure they are proactive rather than reactive and are used in a systematic way. Documented information shall be maintained and retained on the methodology, ease, and criteria. 6.1.2.3 Assessment of OH&S opportunities and other opportunities for the OH&S management system. The organization shall establish, implement and maintain a processes to assess A. OH&S opportunities to enhance OH&S performance while taking into account planned changes to the organization, its policies, its processes or its activities and 1. Opportunities to adapt work, work organization and work environment to workers. 2. Opportunities to eliminate hazards and reduce OH&S risks. B. Other opportunities for improving the OH&S management system. 6.1.3 Determination of legal requirements and other requirements. The organization shall establish, implement and maintain a processes to a. Determine and have access to up-to-date legal requirements and other requirements that are applicable to its hazards, OH&S risks and OH&S management system. B. Determine how these legal requirements and other requirements apply to the organization and what needs to be communicated. C. Take these legal requirements and other requirements into account when establishing, implementing, maintaining and continually improving its OH&S management system. The organization shall maintain and retain documented information on its legal requirements and other requirements and shall ensure that it is updated to reflect any changes. 6.1.4 Planning Action. The organization shall plan a. Actions to address these risks and opportunities. Address legal requirements and other requirements. Prepare for and respond to emergency situations. B. How to 1. Integrate and implement the actions into its OH&S management system processes or other business processes. 2. Evaluate the effectiveness of these actions. The organization shall take into account the hierarchy of controls, C, and outputs from the 8.1. To OH&S management system when planning to take action. When planning its actions, the organization shall consider best practices, technological options and financial, operational and business requirements. 6.2 OH&S objectives and planning to achieve them. 6.2.1 OH&S objectives. The organization shall establish OH&S objectives at relevant functions and levels in order to maintain and continually improve the OH&S management system and OH&S performance. The OH&S objectives shall a. Be consistent with the OH&S policy. B. Be measurable, if practicable, or capable of performance evaluation. C. Take into account 1. Applicable requirements. 2. The results of the assessment of risks and opportunities. 3. The results of consultation with workers, C, and, where they exist, workers' representatives. D. Be monitored. E. Be communicated. F. Be updated as appropriate. 6.2.2 Planning to achieve OH&S objectives. When planning how to achieve its OH&S objectives, the organization shall determine a. What will be done. B. What resources will be required. C. Who will be responsible. D. When it will be completed. E. How the results will be evaluated, including indicators for monitoring. F. How the actions to achieve OH&S objectives will be integrated into the organization's business processes. The organization shall maintain and retain documented information on the OH&S objectives and plans to achieve them. 7. Support. 7.1 Resources. The organization shall determine and provide the resources needed for the establishment, implementation, maintenance and continual improvement of the OH&S management system. 7.2 Competence. The organization shall a. Determine the necessary competence of workers that affects or can affect its OH&S performance. B. Ensure that workers are competent, including the ability to identify hazards, on the basis of appropriate education, training or experience. C. Where applicable, take actions to acquire and maintain the necessary competence and evaluate the effectiveness of the actions taken. D. Retain appropriate documented information as evidence of competence. 7.3 Awareness. Workers shall be made aware of A. The OH&S policy and OH&S objectives. B. Their contribution to the effectiveness of the OH&S management system, including the benefits of improved OH&S performance. C. The implications and potential consequences of not conforming to the OH&S management system requirements. D. Incidents and the outcomes of investigations that are relevant to them. E. Hazards, OH&S risks and actions determined that are relevant to them. F. The ability to remove themselves from work situations that they consider present an imminent and serious danger to their life or health, as well as the arrangements for protecting them from undue consequences for doing so. 7.4 Communication. 7.4.1 General. The organization shall establish, implement and maintain the processes needed for the internal and external communications relevant to the OH&S management system, including determining A. On what it will communicate. B. When to communicate. C. With whom to communicate. 1. Internally among the various levels and functions of the organization. 2. Among contractors and visitors to the workplace. 3. Among other interested parties. D. How to communicate. The organization shall take into account diversity aspects, e.g. gender, language, culture, literacy, disability, when considering its communication needs. The organization shall ensure that the views of external interested parties are considered in establishing its communication processes. When establishing its communication processes, the organization shall take into account its legal requirements and other requirements. Ensure that OH&S information to be communicated is consistent with information generated within the OH&S management system and is reliable. The organization shall respond to relevant communications on its OH&S management system. The organization shall retain documented information as evidence of its communications, as appropriate. 7.4.2 Internal Communication. The organization shall A. Internally communicate information relevant to the OH&S management system among the various levels and functions of the organization, including changes to the OH&S management system, as appropriate. B. Ensure its communication processes enables workers to contribute to continual improvement. 7.4.3 External Communication. The organization shall externally communicate information relevant to the OH&S management system, as established by the organization's communication processes and taking into account its legal requirements and other requirements. 7.5 Documented Information. 7.5.1 General. The organization's OH&S management system shall include A. Documented information required by this document. B. Documented information determined by the organization as being necessary for the effectiveness of the OH&S management system. 7.5.2 Creating and updating. When creating and updating documented information, the organization shall ensure appropriate A. Identification and description, e.g. a title, date, author or reference number. B. Format, e.g. language, software version, graphics, and media, e.g. paper, electronic. C. Review and approval for suitability and adequacy. 7.5.3 Control of documented information. Documented information required by the OH&S management system and by this document shall be controlled to ensure A. It is available and suitable for use where and when it is needed. B. It is adequately protected, e.g. from loss of confidentiality, improper use or loss of integrity. For the control of documented information, the organization shall address the following activities as applicable: distribution, access, retrieval and use. Storage and preservation, including preservation of legibility. Control of changes, e.g. version control. Retention and disposition. 8. Operation. 8.1 Operational planning and control. 8.1.1 General. The organization shall plan, implement, control and maintain the processes needed to meet requirements of the OHS management system and to implement the actions determined in Clause 6 by A. Establishing criteria for the processes. B. Implementing control of the processes in accordance with the criteria. C. Maintaining and retaining documented information to the extent necessary to have confidence that the processes have been carried out as planned. D. Adapting work to workers. At multi-employer workplaces, the organization shall coordinate the relevant parts of the OHS management system with the other organizations. 8.1.2 Eliminating hazards and reducing OHS risks. The organization shall establish, implement and maintain a processes for the elimination of hazards and reduction of OHS risks using the following hierarchy of controls. A. Eliminate the hazard. B. Substitute with less hazardous processes, operations, materials or equipment. C. Use engineering controls and reorganization of work. D. Use administrative controls, including training. E. Use adequate personal protective equipment. 8.1. 3. Management of change. The organization shall establish a processes for the implementation and control of planned temporary and permanent changes that impact OHS performance, including A. New products, services and processes, or changes to existing products, services and processes, including workplace locations and surroundings, work organization, working conditions, equipment, workforce. B. Changes to legal requirements and other requirements. C. Changes in knowledge or information about hazards and OHS risks. D. Developments in knowledge and technology. The organization shall review the consequences of unintended changes, taking action to mitigate any adverse effects as necessary. 8.1.4 Procurement. 8.1.4.1 General. The organization shall establish, implement and maintain a processes to control the procurement of products and services in order to ensure their conformity to its OHS management system. 8.1.4.2 Contractors. The organization shall coordinate its procurement processes with its contractors in order to identify hazards and to assess and control the OHS risks arising from A. The contractor's activities and operations that impact the organization. B. The organization's activities and operations that impact the contractor's workers. C. The contractor's activities and operations that impact other interested parties in the workplace. The organization shall ensure that the requirements of its OHS management system are met by contractors and their workers. The organization's procurement processes shall define and apply occupational health and safety criteria for the selection of contractors. 8.1.4.3 Outsourcing. The organization shall ensure that outsourced functions and processes are controlled. The organization shall ensure that its outsourcing arrangements are consistent with legal requirements and other requirements and with achieving the intended outcomes of the OHS management system. The type and degree of control to be applied to these functions and processes shall be defined within the OHS management system. 8.2 Emergency Preparedness and Response. The organization shall establish, implement and maintain a processes needed to prepare for and respond to potential emergency situations, as identified in 6.1.2.1, including A. Establishing a planned response to emergency situations, including the provision of first aid. B. Providing training for the planned response. C. Periodically testing and exercising the planned response capability. D. Evaluating performance and, as necessary, revising the planned response, including after testing and, in particular, after the occurrence of emergency situations. E. Communicating and providing relevant information to all workers on their duties and responsibilities. F. Communicating relevant information to contractors, visitors, emergency response services, government authorities and, as appropriate, the local community. G. Taking into account the needs and capabilities of all relevant interested parties and ensuring their involvement, as appropriate, in the development of the planned response. The organization shall maintain and retain documented information on the processes and on the plans for responding to potential emergency situations. 9. Performance evaluation. 9.1 Monitoring, measurement, analysis and performance evaluation. 9.1.1 General. The organization shall establish, implement and maintain a processes for monitoring, measurement, analysis and performance evaluation. 2. The organization shall determine A. What needs to be monitored and measured, including the extent to which legal requirements and other requirements are fulfilled. 2. Its activities and operations related to identified hazards, risks and opportunities. 3. Progress towards achievement of the organization's OH&S objectives. 4. Effectiveness of operational and other controls. B. The methods for monitoring, measurement, analysis and performance evaluation, as applicable, to ensure valid results. C. The criteria against which the organization will evaluate its OH&S performance. D. When the monitoring and measuring shall be performed. E. When the results from monitoring and measurement shall be analyzed, evaluated and communicated. The organization shall evaluate the OH&S performance and determine the effectiveness of the OH&S management system. The organization shall ensure that monitoring and measuring equipment is calibrated or verified as applicable and is used and maintained as appropriate. 9.1.2 Evaluation of compliance. The organization shall establish, implement and maintain a processes for evaluating compliance with legal requirements and other requirements, see 6.1.3. The organization shall A. Determine the frequency and methods for the evaluation of compliance. B. Evaluate compliance and take action if needed, see 10.2. C. Maintain knowledge and understanding of its compliance status with legal requirements and other requirements. D. Retain documented information of the compliance evaluation results. 9.2 Internal audit. 9.2.1 General. The organization shall conduct internal audits at planned intervals to provide information on whether the OH&S management system A. Conforms to 1. The organization's own requirements for its OH&S management system, including the OH&S policy and OH&S objectives. 2. The requirements of this document. B. Is effectively implemented and maintained. 9.2.2 Internal Audit Program. The organization shall A. Plan, establish, implement and maintain an audit programs including the frequency, methods, responsibilities, consultation, planning requirements and reporting, which shall take into consideration the importance of the processes concerned and the results of previous audits. B. Define the audit criteria and scope for each audit. C. Select auditors and conduct audits to ensure objectivity and the impartiality of the audit process. D. ensure that the results of the audits are reported to relevant managers, ensure that relevant audit results are reported to workers, and, where they exist, workers' representatives and other relevant interested parties. E. Take action to address non-conformities and continually improve its OH&S performance, see Clause 10. F. Retain documented information as evidence of the implementation of the audit program and the audit results. 9.3 Management Review. Top management shall review the organization's OH&S management system at planned intervals to ensure its continuing suitability, adequacy, and effectiveness. The management review shall include consideration of A. The status of actions from previous management reviews. B. Changes in external and internal issues that are relevant to the OH&S management system, including 1. The needs and expectations of interested parties. 2. Legal requirements and other requirements. 3. Risks and opportunities. C. The extent to which the OH&S policy and the OH&S objectives have been met. D. Information on the OH&S performance, including trends in 1. Incidents, non-conformities, corrective actions and continual improvement. 2. Monitoring and measurement results. 3. Results of evaluation of compliance with legal requirements and other requirements. 4. Audit results. 5. Consultation and participation of workers. 6. Risks and opportunities. A. Adequacy of resources for maintaining an effective OH&S management system. F. Relevant communications with interested parties. G. Opportunities for continual improvement. The outputs of the management review shall include decisions related to the continuing suitability, adequacy, and effectiveness of the OH&S management system in achieving its intended outcomes. Continual improvement opportunities. Any need for changes to the OH&S management system. Resources needed. Actions, if needed. Opportunities to improve integration of the OH&S management system with other business processes. Any implications for the strategic direction of the organization. Top management shall communicate the relevant outputs of management reviews to workers and, where they exist, workers' representatives, see 7.4. The organization shall retain documented information as evidence of the results of management reviews. 10. Improvement. 10.1 General. The organization shall determine opportunities for improvement, C, and implement Clause 9 necessary actions to achieve the intended outcomes of its OH&S management system. 10.2 Incident, non-conformity and corrective action. The organization shall establish, implement and maintain a processes, including reporting, investigating and taking action, to determine and manage incidents and non-conformities. When an incident or a non-conformity occurs, the organization shall A. React in a timely manner to the incident or non-conformity and, as applicable, 1. Take action to control and correct it. 2. Deal with the consequences. B. Evaluate, with the participation of workers, C, and the involvement of other relevant interested parties, the need for corrective action to eliminate the root causes of the incident or 5.4 nonconformity, in order that it does not recur or occur elsewhere, by 1. Investigating the incident or reviewing the nonconformity. 2. Determining the causes of the incident or nonconformity. 3. Determining if similar incidents have occurred, if nonconformities exist, or if they could potentially occur. C. Review existing assessments of OH&S risks and other risks, as appropriate, see 6.1. D. Determine and implement any action needed, including corrective action, in accordance with the hierarchy of controls, see 8.1.2, and the management of change, see 8.1.3. E. Assess OH&S risks that relate to new or changed hazards prior to taking action. F. Review the effectiveness of any action taken, including corrective action. G. Make changes to the OH&S management system, if necessary. Corrective actions shall be appropriate to the effects or potential effects of the incidents or non-conformities encountered. The organization shall retain documented information as evidence of the nature of the incidents or non-conformities and any subsequent actions taken, the results of any action and corrective action, including their effectiveness. The organization shall communicate this documented information to relevant workers and, where they exist, workers' representatives and other relevant interested parties. 10.3 Continual improvement. The organization shall continually improve the suitability, adequacy and effectiveness of the OH&S management system by A. Enhancing OH&S performance. B. Promoting a culture that supports an OH&S management system. C. Promoting the participation of workers in implementing actions for the continual improvement of the OH&S management system. D. Communicating the relevant results of continual improvement to workers and, where they exist, workers' representatives. E. Maintaining and retaining documented information as evidence of continual improvement. Thank you for your attention.